Welcome to Mr. Godfrey's awesome test-taking strategies. Boom. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of study skills with you as far as test-taking strategies. What I have seen here is that there's a lot of times when I do tests that we have some information that we'll look at the test, we'll mark answers, and I'll think, really? That's what you marked? And that might not be you, but I see it a lot in class that some of the answers that you mark really don't make any sense. So what I'm going to do is show you a little strategies that I've shown you in class a few times that I think will help, because what we need to do is when you're taking tests, any kind of test taking strategy, I'm going to zoom into myself here. All right, and I'm going to take these off so I can actually not be glary. But these strategies, we've talked about them in class, but this just gives you another opportunity to look at them. And I just want you as a student to use these strategies to mark out what's wrong, use the right answers, find the right answers, and even what I've also learned is that some people don't even know what I'm asking, what the questions are asking. So we're going to look at a few things about that too, okay? So let's look at this first question. It says, which of the following explains why we know so little about the Harappan civilizations that developed along the Indus River? So if you're looking at this question, what you're trying to figure out here is I've got a bunch of options here, and I need to know why we don't know a lot about them. So all of these answer choices are good option. I mean, all of them are telling us why we don't know much about them. But what we need to know is what have we learned specific about the Harappan civilization? So we need to think back to that information that we've learned before, and that's going to let us know what the Harappan civilization did and what is unique about them that we have learned in class. So what I've done here is I've marked out letter D. It says, no one has been interested in the civilization. Well, if no one was interested in that civilization, I promise you we wouldn't be learning about it in class, okay? I'm interested in it. I think the Harappans are pretty awesome. So no one being interested, that would mean that 100% of the people that ever lived on the planet weren't interested in them. So that can't be right, okay? So let's mark that one out so that we know that that's not it, okay? All right, so I'm moving to the next one, and it says, the civilization disappeared before they made any artifacts. Well, as we have learned specifically about the Harappan civilization or the Harappan civilization, is that the only thing we have to study about them is what's left behind. So an artifact is just what they leave behind. So the civilization may have disappeared, but any civilization that exists leaves behind something of their existence. If they didn't, we'd have no way to study them. So I'm going to mark that one out too. And then this last one, it says all of the remains of the civilization were destroyed. Well, if all, 100%, everything was destroyed, then what we're going to be left with is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zero. And so if we're left with nothing, then how the heck are we going to study them? We can't. We've got to have something to be able to study the civilization. So anytime I see something like that, I know that that just probably ain't right. So, or is not right for you ELA people. So once that's all done, that we see that the only thing that's left down here is letter C. Their writing was never translated, which is the true answer. So just like that, bam, I got it right, okay? So I got one question out of my whole test right. But if I use these strategies, I'm going to get them all right. So all I have to do is look through each one of these questions, and the first thing I need to do is make sure I know what the question's asking. Fortunately for social studies, our units are very sectioned off. So that means if I'm asking you about India, I'm not going to be talking about pharaohs, or I'm not going to be talking about ziggurats, or I'm not going to be talking about the Australopithecus. I'm going to be talking about India, the Harappans, the Aryans, the Hindus. I'm going to be talking about all this stuff in that unit. So make sure that you read the question and make sure you pay attention to what the question's asking. Once you figure out what the question is asking you, look through each one of those answer choices and think, can this possibly be an answer? I can give this question to anybody that's never even learned about it, and if they use good taste-taking strategies, they can eliminate almost all of them. They can eliminate the one that, they can eliminate the question that talks about no one being interested in the society. They can eliminate the one talking about how they didn't leave anything behind, because those would never be true about any civilization. So you could mark those out even if you never learned about them. So if you learn these test taking strategies, then really, I guess what I'm teaching you to do is just dead brain it in my class all day and never listen to me. And you'll be able to pass my test if you just know the strategies to use. So I'm not encouraging that behavior. So listen to me because I have a lot of awesomeness to share. So, but use these strategies, do great on the test, and that's going to help you a lot. And any of you that have all of my worksheets, do this, practice this at home. Look at these sheets that I have. I have the answers bolded. So look through each one and think, okay, why is this one not the answer? Why is this one not the answer? And you can mark those out. And even if you know the answer, that practicing marking off the wrong answers is definitely going to make you a better test taker, and you'll be able to do very well when you're taking tests in the future. Okay? So there you go. Enjoy it, and I will be giving y'all some more videos soon. Until then, well, whatever I say. Bye. There you go. Boom.